We, the Carwins channel, present to you a new episode about news of technology, large-scale buildings, robots, cars of the future, and much more, for which you should live and wait and watch this news video over the past week. Support by liking and subscribing. In today's episode, we will talk about a robot taxi driver from Japan, about giant buildings in China worth from $200 million to $500 billion. With you, Carwins, let's begin. To make a car smart, you don't need to make it an autonomous drone, as in the case of Yandex, because you can simply put a robot behind the wheel. For example, this humanoid robot taxi driver, Musashi. The android's body is built using musculoskeletal technology. In other words, the robot has artificial muscles instead of traditional electric motors in the joints. These muscles are made up of cables and pulleys that are driven by electric motors. The design allows the humanoid to move smoothly and naturally, just like the person himself. The robot's eyes are two movable cameras that allow Musashi to look into the rearview mirrors, as people do, and the five-fingered muscles with fingers, with variable stiffness and force sensors on the palms and fingertips, allow the robot to perform several types of grips at once. This way, he can control the machine accurately. In the video of our taxi driver from the movie Terminator, they put him behind a Toyota Mini electric car, and to be honest, this guy surprised me. He handled the controls perfectly. It's even scary to imagine what drivers and taxi drivers will do in a couple of years. He turned the steering wheel, pressed the gas and brake pedals, responded to traffic lights and the sound signals of other cars, and even recognized several pedestrians. Musashi is helped with this by several algorithms that ensure accurate and safe driving. I'll let everyone breathe, because during this testing, the robot only drove at a speed of 5 kilometers per hour. But I am confident that in the future, it will outperform any autonomous car. What do you think? Does this android have a future, or is it just another waste of air from Japan? While robotic taxi drivers are being built in Japan, Elon Musk is announcing to the whole world that he will launch 10,000 Optimus humanoid robots, that is, Tesla bot, into the Tesla plant. The CEO's idea is to increase the company's value by more than 10 times compared to current market giants like Nvidia and Microsoft. Also, the implementation of this will allow the company to receive an average revenue of $1 trillion per year. They are going to reach this result if the production of one Tesla bot is $10,000 and they sell for $20,000. Myself, Optimus is a humanoid robot that performs a variety of tasks. Standing at 173 centimeters tall and weighing 73 kilograms, it is capable of carrying loads of up to 20 kilograms and lifting up to 68 kilograms. The robot is equipped with a 2.3 kWh battery that provides a full workday's charge and uses about 100 watts at rest and up to 500 watts when walking. Optimus has 28 structural actuators, allowing his body to move with a great degree of freedom, and his hands are dexterous enough for various manipulations. What the plant needs. Previously, the U.S. Department of Defense created the Offset program, the task of which is to develop software that can combine up to 250 different ground robots and unmanned aerial vehicles into one group. Back in 2021, Offset trials took place. Northrop Grumman and Raytheon took part in them. In the video, both companies demonstrated the capabilities of their development to control hundreds of drones. Raytheon combined 130 real drones and 30 simulated ones, and Northrop as many as 174 platforms. According to Northrop's technical program manager for the development of new capabilities, Aaron Cherry, the operator they developed, was able to control a swarm of robots for 3 hours. Artifacts created by DARPA were found in quantities of 600 by robots and drones in 20 minutes. So impressive. The telescope was built in 1994 and completed in 2016. This project took 22 years and $185 million. The dimensions of the telescope are impressive. The diameter of the main lens is 500 meters. The Chinese used the natural terrain to create a telescope. The lens was installed in a natural funnel and a radio receiver was installed at an altitude of 140 meters. A radio telescope listens to space, picks up radiation from space objects, and transmits information. To eliminate interference, the system integrates radio telescopes into desert areas where there are no people. The authorities resettled all citizens living less than 5 kilometers from the telescope, a total of 9,000 people. The Chinese FAS is one of the best radio telescopes in the world. It focuses and processes information faster and is twice as sensitive. China is serious about taking a leading position in the space technology race. Everyone in Shanghai is clearly fascinated by tall buildings. In 2008, they built a shopping center that looks like a revelation. And in 2015, they completed the Shanghai Tower, the tallest building in Asia and the third tallest in the world, with a height of 632 meters. The building was built in 7 years and cost $4 billion. Interestingly, the architects used a spiral shape for the tower, which reduced wind impacts, saving $58 million. The Songjing Hotel, which opened 4 years ago, continues to amaze Chinese residents with its unusual architecture, as it is located 90 meters underground, built into the sheer wall of an abandoned quarry. This innovative underground hotel was the first of its kind and has continued to inspire excitement and wonder ever since. Songjing Hotel is also renowned for its environmental credentials, despite its location on the outskirts of Shanghai. The total number of floors in the hotel is 18, of which 16 are underground and only 2 above it. The hotel's roof is used as a unique place for relaxation and protection from the weather. In addition, the hotel has 336 rooms, various recreational areas, entertainment and restaurants. Shanghai World Financial Center. This skyscraper is often called the opener. The height of the skyscraper is 492 meters or 1615 feet. This skyscraper is one of the 10 tallest buildings in Asia and ranks 11th in the world rankings. Despite its exceptional height, it can withstand an earthquake of up to magnitude 7. Additional escape routes, protected staircases, and elevators are provided on the sides of the building. On each of the 12 levels, there are protected floors where people can take refuge for a time from a fire. On such floors, the walls are reinforced with a reinforced concrete frame, and the screens are made of fire-resistant steel. In addition, the windows there are not impact-resistant. If necessary, they can be turned off, and people will not suffocate in the smoke. The Chinese analyzed the events of September 11, 2001, and took every measure to ensure that this did not happen in Shanghai. The funny shape of the skyscraper is nothing more than a joke, but the hole at the top is necessary to reduce air resistance and strong winds. At first, the architect wanted to make the window round, so the design stipulated that the skyscraper would not look like a bottle opener. But the customers rejected the project at an early stage. The fact is that China and Japan are not very friendly, and the round window on the rectangular skyscraper looked like a Japanese flag, so the architect had to replace the circle project to transfer water from the south to the north. The fact is that the south of China suffers from regular floods when the full-flowing Yang River overflows its banks. But in the north of the country, there is a constant drought. The Huanghe and Hai rivers flow into the river, and there is too little water in them. Even Mao Zedong proposed connecting the south and the north, with canals that changed the water level in the rivers. This was 70 years ago, and then the project seemed fantastic. But the Chinese are stubborn people. They turned fiction into reality. The Chinese have already dug 2 grand canals. Residents of dry areas receive 10 billion cubic meters of water per year. In 30 years, this figure will increase to 45 billion. Digging to the east and the central channel, the Chinese moved 11 billion cubic meters of soil and laid 22 billion cubic meters of concrete. The total length of the hydraulic complex is 2,400 kilometers or 1,490 miles. Now the Chinese are laying a third channel. Its length will be 500 kilometers or 310 miles, but the work will have to be carried out in the mountains at an altitude of 5,000 meters or 16,000 feet above sea level. The channel will pass not under the clouds, but above them. This structure is considered the largest in the world. The budget has already exceeded $80 billion, and if the Chinese have implemented only 2 or 3 plans, and that was the simplest thing. Experts put the total cost of the project at about $500 billion. Carwins was with you. No one wrote comments in the last video, so we didn't see them in this collection. Thanks for watching. Good luck.